Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Friday, July 8th, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be taking a quick look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out. Talking about my core plays for today's FanDuel main slate, which is the 14-game main slate overall, so there's going to be a lot of different options out there, a lot of different flexibility today. Then going over to my article over at WeBetATS.com and talking about my top GPP stacks for today as well. But without further ado, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. We're going to start off at the pitcher position with Tony Gonsolin, $10,000. He got to 34 points yesterday. It was not a bad day by any means, but I still did give him a push since he was at that $10,000 mark. Obviously, could have been a little bit better performance out of him. Just didn't quite have the strikeouts yesterday. Then at second base, we had Ketel Marte at $3,100. He got to 9 points. I gave him a hit. It was kind of like on the borderline of hit or push. Obviously, there at $3,100, but decided to be nice to him yesterday. Then at third base, we had Josh Rojas, who got to 12 points, so he was a hit once again. Then we moved down to our outfielders with Mike Trout, $3,800. Got to 0 points, 0 for 4 yesterday, and he had really good history versus Jordan Lyles. Just kind of unfortunate that did not end up working out yesterday. Then Cody Bellinger, obviously we played him on back-to-back days. Part of the risk you play with Cody Bellinger is you do get those 0 for days in there. And obviously that's what happened yesterday, but $2,600 was worth taking a shot on some of the upside, but obviously he was a miss as he went 0 for 3 yesterday. So yesterday was a little bit of hit or miss. Obviously we had some decent plays in there, some misses, and then obviously Tony Gonsolin right in the middle. But there were some pretty big performers yesterday, so it made it a little bit harder to cash unless you had some of those big performers. Probably didn't get there yesterday, but with that being said, we're right back at it today, and we'll get talking about my core picks for today as well. So we're going to start off at the pitcher position with Zach Gallen at $8,200. Pretty price down spot for him at this point in time. We've seen him up over $10,000 at points this year. A subpar start the last time out, averaging about 29 points on the season. Goes against the Colorado Rockies today. He's faced them twice so far this year. The one time they played in Arizona, pitched pretty well. Time at Coors Field, suboptimal play, but still not as bad as some other pitchers when they do pitch at Coors Field. So I do like the upside here today against this Colorado Rockies lineup. Has pretty decent history versus them in the past as well. And at $8,200, that's a pretty good value overall. Then we're going to move down to first baseman Rhys Hoskins, $3,700, averaging just over 10.5 fantasy points per game on the season. A guy that's been starting to hit the ball pretty well as of late. Goes against the St. Louis Cardinals today and Adam Wainwright. He's 6 for 10 versus him in his career with 3 home runs, so a ton of upside with Rhys Hoskins today. Then we're going to move down to third base with Josh Donaldson. Still at $2,500. Hit the ball really well the last 2 times out. Goes against the Boston Red Sox. Connor Seabold, the rookie pitcher, is starting for them today. Obviously, he has no history versus him in his career. And, sometimes that favors the pitcher, but in this case, Donaldson's kind of hot. Seabold hasn't pitched too great at the major league level yet, so I would say that it would favor Donaldson more so today. Then at shortstop, we have Tim Anderson at $3,400, averaging just over 10 fantasy points per game on the season. Going against the Detroit Tigers and Tariq Skubal tonight, he is 7 for 13 with 1 home run versus Tariq Skubal in his career, so definitely love the upside Tim Anderson offers today. Then last but not least, we're going to go to the outfield with Marcell Ozuna, $3,200, averaging over 9 fantasy points per game on the season. Going against the Washington Nationals and Eric Fedde today, he is 7 for 11 with 2 home runs versus Eric Fedde in his career, so one of the better hitter versus pitcher matchups on the entire day. Him and Rhys Hoskins, definitely 2 guys you want to have in your lineup today. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have listed here, you have $14,000 exactly remaining, $3,500 per player. So if you want to pay up for a certain player, you can definitely do it on today's slate. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced build right around that $3,500 mark at most of these positions, you could definitely do that as well. Paying down for Zach Gallen definitely opens up a lot of options on today's slate overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to my article over at WeBetATS.com and talk about my top GPP stacks for today. So the ones that I do have for today, the Phillies going against Adam Wainwright. Adam Wainwright has not pitched bad this year by any means, but his history versus some of these Phillies hitters not the best. He does have decent history versus Kyle Schwarber, but that's another guy that's been really hot as of late, so I wouldn't even rule him out for having another good game. So the Phillies stack going to look pretty strong overall today. Then we have the Chicago White Sox. Typically up left-handed pitching very well. They have pretty good history versus Tariq Skubal, and Tariq Skubal has not pitched well as of late by any means. I know he had a hot start to the year, but the last 4 or 5 starts have not been good by any means. Then we move over to the Houston Astros. They're going against Paul Blackburn and the Oakland A's today. Blackburn's actually pitched a lot better than probably most people expected, including myself. But if he can't keep that ball down today, this Astros team is going to hit him pretty well. And most of these Astros hitters do have pretty good history versus him as well. Then last but not least, we have the Atlanta Braves going against Eric Fedde of the Washington Nationals. This Braves team has hit him and hit him hard throughout his career, so definitely love the upside of the Atlanta Braves overall today. There's a few players in there that haven't hit him quite as well. Dansby Swanson be one of them, so maybe I avoid him today. But a lot of these other guys, Marcell Ozuna, Adam Duvall, both catchers have hit him very, very well. Austin Riley's up there as well. Third base is loaded with great options today, whether it's Jose Ramirez, Rafael Devers, or Austin Riley all at the top. Josh Donaldson towards the bottom, Alex Bregman in the middle. There's plenty of third basemen that you can definitely play on today's slate. So maybe that's a position that you want to throw into your utility spot as well. But with that being said, these are my core 5 picks as well as top GPP stacks for today, July 8th. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's someone from my core 5 picks, whether it's someone from my top GPP stacks, or whether it's a completely different player you guys think I missed. Definitely interested in hearing what you have to say. But with that being said, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, mainly focused on MLB DFS at this point in time. But once we get back around to the NFL and NBA regular seasons, I'll be covering those two sports as well. And then with that being said, if you are new or current subscribers yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.